What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about some Greyscale trusts today. We're going to be talking about Ethe, Bchg, and Ltcn. Ethe is at the request of some guy, Bchg for project woodworking, and Ltcn, we're just going to talk about it because I know if I don't, I'm going to get requests for it. So let's do it anyways. So without any further ado, let's get into this. Looking at Ethe on the Greyscale, yes, you have bearish divergence, severe bearish divergence. You look like you're ready to pull back, I would say so. It's just a matter of time. Yeah, you're already out of the overbought zone. It's not a good look, man. Not a good look. The week is still young, though, but not a good look so far. Let's see. Bottom to top. 236 down at 1454, 382 at 1177. The 618, 69 area is all the way at 740 to 824. I very much believe that this area is possible to achieve. If you don't see that, you will at least see this 1177 area. That's my genuine opinion. I wonder if anything lines up with this relative low here. Low to high. 618's right there. You can definitely go a little bit below your 382 and see that 1078 area. It's very common to go a little bit below your 382 and then pop back up above it. In fact, generally speaking, if you were to set a buy order like right below any like significant 382, which I'd say this is fairly significant, you're probably setting yourself up for some decent success, unless there's the implication that it could go lower. And I do believe, again, with that in mind, I do very much believe that this is achievable, but I would at least expect something in this area first. Not likely to bounce above the 382, but likely to go below it and bounce is my interpretation there. So 1177, probably go a little bit below that if I really had to guess. The weekly RSI is postured really nice, right? You have a very established like upward channel. It's beautiful, but you can't keep it up forever, right? Let's say you do come down here and you hold this higher low, and then you come back up again. You get one more higher high. You're not. I mean, like, I don't know, man. I guess it could keep going. That would take you all the way into like later this year. Sure, it can keep going, but if you break this structure, like if you break this line here, kind of, right, I would expect that you do see some more turmoil for like a prolonged amount of time. You're going to reset things, right? And generally you do top off. You finish these kind of patterns with bearish divergence. But I can be wrong. I can definitely be wrong. We're nowhere near this yet, so let's just see how the time plays out. Either way, I do expect that you would see some price movements down below 1177, right? Yeah, 1177. That also comes in line pretty well with this. Let's see here. Low and low there. I guess not. That would break that, man. Unless even if, I don't know, man. I kind of would expect that you're going to break this trend line up here. But so what? There's only 2 touch points. Like, diagonal lines aren't really everything. Let's see. Kind of finding resistance on this one, though. Isn't that funny? I wonder. That one. Nope. Maybe you find significance on that later. I'm just grasping at straws here. I like the weekly RSI, but in the short term, I don't like it. It definitely looks strong. It looks productive for more to come, but we'll see how it reacts whenever you get to like this lower area here. I want to see real quick. Yeah, rejection at your 618 area. 382 is all the way at 1124. I was saying you're probably going to go below 1177. This 382, because you're above it, you don't need to go below it. Whenever you're retesting it for support, you don't need to. You don't even actually need to touch it this time. The bouncing above it is a little bit more acceptable and probable than the other way around, right? You could even find support right there at 1222. I think you're going to go lower than that. Okay, yeah, I definitely do. So probably closer to this 382 is what I would guess. Yeah, looking at the daily here, it just looks like it wants to break below this 50, man. It doesn't look good. This RSI definitely, it's in like a downward structure. I think you're getting ready to form your next lower low right now, so probably going down very soon. Very, very, very soon, if I really had to guess. Why? My countdown isn't on there. That's so weird on the daily. Does it only operate during like stock hours? Is that why? I thought, let's see. I guess they do. Okay. For some reason, I thought during the week they were just like nonstop, but I don't know why I thought that, because it does operate in the traditional market sense. Anyways, BCHG, ETH, probably going down. BCHG, same thing. I know I had a couple of you ask where I think it's going to go, so I want to outline that now. Beautiful inverse head and shoulders pattern, right? You can see it here. It's a little sombrero. Da 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 da. You went all the way up. Probably going down. Probably going to come down. Maybe not as low as I drew that line, but probably a reversion back to this like support line here, around the screen line even, right? As the weeks come on, the screen line might flatten out and then come up. You could go below this line. It is possible, but I would expect at least a move back somewhere below $3, even below 250. Honestly, let's get some fibs on this. 178 at that 382 there. I don't know if you hit that personally. I don't know if you do. You could. You absolutely could, and it is pretty common. Again, if you hit the 382 coming down from it here, it would be pretty common to go a little bit below it, but you would kind of break this structure, wouldn't you? Yeah, you would definitely break this structure, which whatever. As long as you're having higher lows and higher highs, that's okay. I don't think these diagonal lines are as significant as horizontal lines are or as higher lows are, but I don't know. Let me see. I want to do something else real quick. Low to high. 61869, man. Right there around that 382. Yeah. Yeah, man. 382 for this relative fib is at 291. Previous area of resistance here. I would at least expect that BCHG sees prices below $3, with a solid possibility of going to around $1.78, $1.80. $1.75, $1.80. So anywhere from, I'd say, $1.75 to like just below $3 is coming to you soon. I think that's what's in store for BCHG. Pretty overbought on the RSI. The most overbought you've ever been. Well, not the most by like total level, but the longest amount of time that you've been overbought. I'm sure you're going to see the repercussions of that soon enough. Look at that too, right? Finding resistance here at a previous area of support. Support. Rejection, normal, very, very normal. Where would this one take you? 382 at 229. All signs point to prices below 250, man. All signs do. So I do think you're going to go lower. Absolutely. Probably greater than a 40% loss. Let's see. Yeah, almost 50%, but yeah. And potentially more. You can go below this 382 too, but I don't know. We'll see. Definitely down is what I'm thinking for BCHG. Daily RSI, bearish divergence. Is that double bearish? Like kind of like a double top, but is it like technically? Yes, it is. Lower high technically. You do have double bearish divergence, and at any rate, if I can talk and I don't stutter out, at any rate, this is some kind of double top. It is a form of resistance, right, that we've experienced not just here, but if we put a line right here, you can see you found resistance back here as well. Right there, right here, kind of right there and right there as well. So I do think you're going to see some downside, right? Definitely some downside. Look at that, your green line, your 123 moving average all the way down here at 216. Implying that yes, prices below $3 are definitely possible. It's not uncommon at all to revert back all the way to your green line. Maybe you find support just above it like you have right here. Maybe you find support just below it like you did here, but somewhere in this area. And as the days go on, it'll probably continue to move up, right? So below 250 is what I think is in store for this thing. But that's like my personal opinion. If I really had to like bank on it, I would say below $3 is coming at you soon. Soon, man. Very, very soon. Sooner than you think. Not tomorrow. It might start its journey tomorrow or the next day, but sometime this month sometime this month or maybe in the beginning of next month we'll be down there. That's my interpretation. Or hold on. Yeah, this month or next month. Maybe in the beginning of March, maybe, because I forget this is a stock, right? It's not a stock, but it operates in traditional market hours, so You know, it's not like crypto. Like this is actually more time than it would be in crypto, right? Because you lose that 2 extra days and holidays. Crypto just goes no matter what. Anyways, BCHG, that's BCHD, LTCN now, finishing it up. And you guessed it. I think it was pretty guessable, right? I think LTCN is definitely going to come back down, you guys. I think it's going to probably, it might see the biggest drop between the two of them, between the three of them, Ethe and BCHG and LTCN. This one might see the biggest drop. Why? Because it had the biggest run up, and also it's got the lowest amount of liquidity. It's got the smallest amount of shares. It's the easiest to move, which is also probably why you saw it gain the most too, right? It also could have gained the most because, you know, maybe there's some other things at play besides that. But in my opinion, I was talking to someone on a separate Discord today about this, because they were asking why does LTCN pump up so much? Like, it doesn't make sense. But Litecoin hasn't been pumping, and I'm like, well, out of all the Grayscale trusts, I mean, Litecoin, LTCN is one of the lower liquidity, trusts. It's not the lowest liquidity trust that they have, but it's one of the lower ones. And low liquidity equals easy to move. That's just how it is. High liquidity, harder to move. The order books are fat, harder to get through it. The order books are thin, easier to move through it, right? Looking at this here, nice spike in volume to kind of finish it off. You were overbought at the 90 area, a previous area that you found resistance on before. Whenever you hit your like all-time high area, right? So yeah, you're probably going to see some bit of a pullback. How far did you pull back here? Like immediately. You dropped 62% in a week. Talking about low liquidity, how easy it is for this thing to move, right? What would 62% do to you? That'd take you down to $7. Here you are at $14.85. Greater than 50% drop? I think so. I mean, obviously, I just measured it, but let's see here. Double bottom. I do think LTCN has a very nice structure to it. This was a bit of a parabolic move. When parabolic structures break, they're not kind, right? They're very kind on the way up, and they're not kind on the way down. And the thing is this could drop significantly. It really could, and you could still be in a kind of parabolic structure still. Like, you really could be. So maybe this more momentary parabola is done, but you can definitely build it out a little bit wider. The 618 is all the way down at $4.72. Absolutely, I think that's possible. I know that sounds scary. It's a higher low. It's not that scary. It's only scary if you buy it here at the top. And unfortunately, anytime you see a price action, like any kind of price at all, someone bought, someone sold. And something else I want to address real quick is something that somebody mentioned. I don't remember who it was, but back before I made my video clarifying, doing the math to validate that the price matches the shares, matches the ratio that they have, right? It's okay that there's 17 million shares of LTCN because that's how they have it laid out in the proportion that they label the price in comparison to Litecoin. I hope that makes sense. But someone was saying that if this thing was to be worth $2 billion in market cap, which it technically doesn't have a market cap, but I can see you can do the math to kind of find that, right? You take the total amount of shares by the price, you have a market cap, right? But if you took the market cap and it was worth $2 billion, where's that $2 billion going to come from? And the thing is, you guys, is that's not how market cap works. Whenever you see something that's worth $2 billion in market cap, it doesn't take $2 billion to move it there. Oftentimes it takes a lot less, actually, like significantly less. Let me give you an example, okay? And this would never happen. It could happen, but it would never happen. But let's say we started a stock right now, stock J. I don't think there's any stock J's. Let's just see, actually. J. There is. All right, we're going to start with we're going to call it stock J, okay? J for just messing around. It comes out at $1, okay? Nobody's buying it, nobody's selling it. It comes out at $1, and somebody buys it. Somebody buys it at $1, okay? But nobody's buying it, nobody's selling it. There's very low liquidity, and the person that bought it at $1, being the only market participant really participating in it, they decide to sell it at $500. Okay. Now, if it's I said stock, let's make it a crypto so you can buy fractions of it. Okay, it'll be easier. It'll be easier this way. But if you took $500 in price, starting at $1, and it was a crypto, you could buy $1 worth of it at $500. $1 worth of it would jump you from $1 all the way up to $500. It would just jump you there. You don't need and whatever the market cap would be, who cares? Like it could start at $1 million and then move up to 500 million at that rate, all off of $1, right? Like you don't need the volume. It's nice to have volume. That's why volume is important. It's nice to have volume because that implies that people are agreeing on the price. You're less likely to have paper hands, people who are, taking profits like that. I'm getting all confused here, man. I know I'm messing it up right now, but I'm not confused. I know what I'm trying to say. I know that I'm not saying it the right way, but it's better to have a lot of volume, so you have a lot of people agreeing at certain prices, where if you just have one person who cashed the hell out at a very low level, now they have a lot of shares, or at least a lot of like value in shares at higher levels whenever there was really no money put in there. They can sell it all with no problem, and then the low liquidity itself would dump the price back down. That's why volume is really important, because that way you don't have these extreme fluctuations. And that's why liquidity is important too. Liquidity, volume, it's basically the same thing, right? But all that to say, if I didn't lose anybody, all that to say, you don't need to achieve a $2 billion market cap. You don't need $2 billion. You could use a lot less money than $2 billion. It doesn't equate to the same. You could use more money than $2 billion and not see, although that would be weird, but I suppose it's possible. All I'm trying to say is market cap does not equal amount of money involved in the space, if that makes sense. If that makes any sense, yeah. And what I mean, some of you, maybe you heard that last part where you're like, there could be more than $2 billion and it's not worth $2 billion in market cap. How does that even work? Well, if I bought $4 billion or $2 billion worth of something and it was worth $100, and then I'm the only person participating in it again, or there's very low liquidity and nobody wants to buy it up here, there's somebody who bought like $100 worth and he's selling it for like half the price, and somebody buys it at that price, then that's going to drop my value, at least on paper. That's going to drop my value, right? And it would be worth less than the initial investment I put in. So it's like the market cap would actually be lower than the total money that's been put into it, if that even makes sense. But that kind of stuff just doesn't happen. I know I'm getting off on like a whole weird hypothetical theoretical tangent, but all I'm trying to say is that $2 billion in market cap does not equal $2 billion in money put in, if that makes sense. So if Litecoin was to move to a $2 billion market cap, $5 billion, $10 billion market cap, that amount of money, it doesn't transfer that way. And I know I had a lot of word vomit there, but all that to say, back to the TA, I think that it is possible for Litecoin to come back down to the $4.72 zone, even to $4. I know, or LTCN, not Litecoin, the Litecoin Trust, because that's still a higher low. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it holds support at the 0.5 around this green line here, not just the green line on the fib, but the green line, the MA here, and that would be around $6. Either way, I think that LTCN has, from its current price, not from the top, from its current price, has a greater than 60% drop left in it, genuinely. So all that to say, as confusing as it may or may not have been, again, I know what I was trying to say. I don't know if you know what I was trying to say, but I tried, man. I really tried. And anyways, that's all I got for you guys. So if you liked the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. Finding resistance at previous areas of support. Daily was very overbought, right, in the 90s. Now you're out of it. Yes, you have hidden bullish divergence at the moment, but really what you've done, I know it seems bullish, but all it takes for that to go away is just like keep going lower, essentially, right? And you had this structure. You had this very nice structure up. You were holding it very tight. You broke out of it. Anytime you see something like this, you just did it. This is the beginning. You haven't even really began to move down. This is the beginning. You're in the very beginning right now of a move that will likely take you below $8, likely take you below $7, and potentially take you to $4 to just below $5. Very big drops for all these things. It's coming in. It's coming in. But that's why we like these things, man. They drop hard. They pump hard. Gives you an opportunity to get in. Gives you an opportunity to take profits. Not financial advice, but if I was holding LTCN, I don't care if I bought it at $18, man. I would sell this right now, man. I would get out. I would get out before the ETF news comes out. I would get the hell out, man. I don't care if the ETF news doesn't come out tomorrow and it pumps up 20% and you sold it down here and you missed your chance, you're going to be happy in a week or two whenever it's down here that you sold there, even if you could have sold higher. But not financial advice. Again, you do what you want with your money. I think if you hold this thing throughout the cycle and you just don't care how low it goes down, that's cool. But if you say that, don't sell whenever it goes down here. This is your chance now. Don't you dare sell whenever it goes down here. Don't you dare. You want to hold it for the cycle, hold it for the cycle, because you will be rewarded. It will go substantially higher than it is now. Not just LTCN, but all these. But that's all I got for you guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to see more. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.